Okay, my name is Bones Rodriguez, and welcome to this page. I want to tell you how I solve the artist's dilemma and how you can too. Okay? Now, someone told me there are two kinds of actors: those who bring the check to the table and those who get the check in the mail. That was pretty rough wake-up call for me. But what is the artist's dilemma? See, most artists want to do their art, whether it's acting, writing, dancing, painting, creating, whatever. However, you see, most often we're caught up chasing the money, which prevents us from doing the art, which is really tough. You sometimes have to choose between your art and your survival job, right? Well, how do you become that second kind of artist? How do you become the artist where you get checks in the mail? Well, it's not by doing what everyone else is doing. If 99% of actors and artists fail and never get work, you have to do something different. You do not do the usual. So what's the usual? The usual is waiting tables or temping or doing street promotions, bartending, because you're left with no time or energy to pursue your art, and you're waiting to be discovered. But I have a philosophy, and it's called No More Waiters. Okay? It's about not having a day job. See, No More Waiters is about building your acting business without a day job, which is something I've been able to do for a while. See, there's my headshot there, you know, with my goatee and stuff, and that is a still from the Lotto commercial that is currently running at this moment in time, where I win the Lotto and I'm Manny and see my face on the wing of the plane, on the tail of the plane. Great commercial. This poster is from In the Heights, one of the dream roles I wanted to do that frankly had passed me by because I was 40 when I did it. And the guy, Usnavi, the lead, is actually 24 in the show, so I thought that it passed me by. But I haven't had a day job in over 10 years, so the way this came about is kind of amazing. See, my story is that I haven't had a day job in over 10 years, so I've been able to do all these crazy shows like this musical here, a bunch of commercials. One of this is from Olive Garden, and TV shows. This is from something I did for New York City. Look at that wig. That's an amazing wig I have on there. And I've been able to do a bunch of stuff for Sears. I did that. It was a $50,000 ad campaign. I got paid $50,000 for it. I got to be on the electric company. I've also been able to write books like this, Captain Kirk's Guide to Women, How to Romance Any Woman in the Galaxy. All because I've become that second kind of actor, the kind that gets checks in the mail. Okay? And people ask me how. I want to show them how you can also be one of the kind of actors or artists who gets checks in the mail. The question is not what I am up to and what I have done, but what do you want to do? What kind of art are you pursuing? In what way would having the freedom to have checks in the mail free you up to do what you actually want to do? What would you do? Feel that idea. What if you got your monthly money without going to a job for it? I'm going to explain how that went. When someone first told that to me, it was crazy talk, so I wanted to explain how that happened. See, I went to Skidmore College and I graduated with creative writing, which had nothing to do with being an actor, and I didn't take one theater class while I was there, but I was constantly surrounded by actors. Let's face it, they're awesome. And I ended up doing a bunch of student shows, a lot of the student musicals I did. I enjoyed it quite a bit and was kind of good at it, so I came to New York and I started an improv group with a bunch of my friends. Not even all those schools that are available now were not really around then. But I was doing the usual. We all were doing the usual. We all had our JOBs, our Just Over Brokes, and we did shows at night for our friends and family and whoever wanted to come whenever we got around to doing shows, right? But while I was doing that, someone on my job asked me if I wanted to make extra money on the side. And I was like, well, sure, who doesn't? Everybody wants to make some extra money on the side. And he's like, good, I want to show you about having your own business. And to me, you know, owning a business was like, oh, I got to own a business, like a CEO, I got to pay $1 million, and I just didn't have the idea of what he meant. But what he meant was a small business, like just a small business, so I'll discuss that later. And I was like, okay. So while I was doing that, and doing shows, I ended up getting offered a full-time improv gig. So it means I would have to leave my